Hello everybody, today I modeled the Turning Torso by Santiago Calatrava. This tower is located in Sweden in the city of Malmö and it reaches a height of 190 meters. So the first thing I did was to get some images from internet, from Wikipedia, and I found some nice drawings, some plans, elevations that then I put into Rhino. Then I went to Google Earth and I was looking for a reference distance that I could use for the modeling, this 21 meters something. Then I went to Rhino and I draw a line with this distance on the floor plan. And I scale the whole thing to that reference line. And to make things easier, I move everything to the 0, 0 coordinate system. Then as you can see, I really try to draw this outline as precisely as possible, because later I will use this as main information for modeling the rest. Once I got my outline, I did the same for the elevation drawings. I draw some helping lines and I place my elevation and I scale it down so it would match the distance. And then I rotate it 90 degrees. So whenever I would go to the side views, I would also have this as a reference. With the setup ready, I could start extruding and generating surfaces. And I realized that the best way of making these openings of the windows was to use the flow along surface tool, because the walls are curved. And I also didn't want to waste too much time drawing one by one, so I draw everything in 2D. And once I have all my windows in 2D, I make the volumes out of them. And then I move them a little bit down, so I knew that whenever I project them into the target surface, they would intersect the walls. And then I apply the flow along surface, as you see here. But before applying the Boolean subtraction, I gave this thickness of 30 centimeters towards the interior for sure. And then you see now the openings here. Now I just took the part of the outline and I extruded in the vertical direction, so I would have one large surface in the middle of the walls representing the glass. And for that I create some extra layers, and I gave this layer material. It's a bluish translucent. This is very helpful because it shows you what is what when you're modeling. This visual information is very useful. Now for the other side of the facade, my approach was different. I wanted to draw everything on site, so I draw all my lines where they should belong before applying some kind of subdivision of the surfaces. And that's the same way I did for the other facades. I looked at the references and I subdivided everything. Then I apply the materials to all the elements. I gave them a thickness also of 30 centimeters. And as you can see, I was trying to keep everything grouped in order to be able to have quick access to the elements whenever I need them. Now you will see that I was using a lot the mirror command to transfer geometries from one side to the other. Then I continue modeling and expanding the geometries to the ground floor, and I was using the command move edges and also making a lot of trims to the geometries. I was also copying already created elements in order to save time. Once this part of the facade was done, I realized that not everything is repeating, so I needed to make a subdivision of the geometries, the elements that were going to be replicated and twisted above, and the rest which is going to stay in the ground floor static. So I had these two sets, let's say. Then using the main outline as reference, I made an offset of it, and I created slabs of them that were going to be the floors, and I placed them in the right position in the vertical direction. Continuing, I saw there are circular windows on the facade, and for that I moved my C-plane to this surface with a new orientation, and then I could draw the circles there and make copies of them. These circles then became pipes, which I later subtracted from the walls in order to make the openings. And for the glass, I made patches out of these curves, and then these new surfaces were assigned to the glass layer. Now I saw that I was missing some external walls in the upper floor here, so I drew first the outlines in 2D, and then I extrude them, and then I offset this to get this final result. By looking at one of the pictures, I found out that some of the panels have this light green color. For that, I generate a new layer, and I create a new material that looks pretty much the same, and I had to move all the geometries to this layer corresponding to the picture. So now I have this final module that I could replicate in the vertical direction with array. And because of the upper module looks different, I have to erase some elements here. And add more of geometries like this main core located in the center. Now before performing the twist, I want to do something in the first floor. And again, I look all the time in Google Earth to see what this thing looks like, so I can continue by drawing the outlines in the plan. And once I have my outlines, I do the same. I extrude them and I offset them in one direction to have some walls and glass. Almost ready for the twist, but just before doing it, I need to move some things to the side and make a copy of the main module below. Now I check once again that the angle is right, and it should be 45 one side, 45 the other, both make 90 degrees, so the complete angle of rotation is 90 degrees. This is just me checking the angle and positioning the reference lines. And now I'm going to project this circle to the bottom and to the top side of the rotation. And now I select all the modules that I want to rotate. I introduce twist, and now I keep the beginning of the rotation. That will be the bottom here. And I introduce the top of the rotation here on top. And now I go with the angle 90 degrees like this. It takes some time, but at the end the geometries will look like this, like twisted. Looking good there, but we're still not finished. We're missing the outer structure that looks like a spine. For that, I'm going to draw this control point as spline, and I'm gonna use the outline of the facade of the main building. And once I get that, I just make an offset in the perspective view, so I get the 3D offset of it. And now for the small little connectors on the facade, I'm going to draw some reference lines first in the main module I already copied to the side, because I cannot draw one by one in all the rotated existing modules. I have to do it first straight and then twist it like I did before. So I draw them like this, I make a copies on the vertical, then I perform the twist, and if I move these elements to the main geometry, then they should be matching. And these lines are giving me the location of these holders, let's call them. And in order to match this location in the horizontal with the main spline, I'm going to make this disc, which are going to intersect the spline to give me the points of intersection. And now the rest is very simple, just connecting the points from A to B to C, like this. Now for the remaining structural elements that looks like a set, I have to find a way of drawing them, and I need some points of reference. For that I'm going to extract the wireframe from the geometries. And once I have that, and then I join these props together, then I have this spline. And now I need to find the intersection with the main spline to the side. And for that I do the same. I perform some extra helpers, these discs that I'm going to intersect with the curve in order to get these reference points. and I do that for the other side as well. And once I'm done, I'm having these points which I can just connect between each other to get this set looking like structure. Now I have realized that if I pipe these elements, they are going to collide with the main facade. So for that, I'm going to lock everything and displace just a little bit this vertex to the side. So when I pipe them, then these don't collide with the main facade. And now I can pipe them as well as the other ones. So after looking at the reference of Google Earth, I saw that in the ground floor there is this area that is filled with water. So to get that, I started drawing first in 2D, then I create the shapes and the geometries. And I created also material with a water looking like texture, and I was done with the ground modeling, and with that I was done with the modeling of the turning torso of Calatrava. Well, it's a nice modeling exercise, and it took me no more than 40 minutes. Now I look at the size of the file, it's no more than 52 megabytes, which is really impressive because of the complexity of the geometries and the various elements involved. Yeah, I think it's a good exercise. I hope you like this tutorial. If so, please share it. Take care. Ciao, ciao.